normal people don't inject drugs. They don't bathe in the ocean, they don't live in a tent. They would never stay out all night collecting cans and slanging merch. And they don't push shopping carts around. They're normal. They don't take dumps outside. They don't eat out of the garbage. They don't neglect their rent. They would never stay out all night collecting cans and slanging merch. And they certainly don't push shopping carts around.
We're on the streets, man. All of us. I hate it, but I love it at the same time. I don't know the difference about it, eh?
But this is like the shooting behind the trees and shit. Like, you just don't know where it is. Like Vietnam, you know, I don't know if I belong in Vietnam, but I mean, I belong in Vietnam.
What else am I gonna do, man? I got nowhere to go. I got nothing to do. You know what I mean? Can't get a job because of my criminal history. That's how it is, man.
You know, the way they deal with the block here is all harm reduction because the war on drugs didn't work. The war on the block didn't work, so they went harm reduction, but does it really help? You think of us, the subculture, the drug addicts down here, as the, you know, as a spoiled child, right? And you give him a place to stay, you let him do whatever the fuck he wants, you know, we shoot up here, we could get high, you know, you feed him, and at 2 in the morning, people literally come and they clean up after us.
Well, I've been doing crystal meth for 14 years. I'm a spoiled rich kid and I'm a tourist, and I'm just Matthew Modine's like left nut, being a nut in the shithole.
Like I said, I sold pot until these fucking legal marijuana distribution agencies strangled me. And then I went back more or less being a professional burglar. And my conscience sort of got the best of me on that one. You know, you're in somebody's home, you're going through their underwear.
Please point it that way so that people in the corner, please point it that way. No, point it that way.
He's actually the boss.
Don't point it this way.
No, I haven't at all.
Yeah.
These are people that gotten so fucking sick and tired, excuse my French, so freaking sick and tired of selling their bodies, selling everything else but their souls, right? They just want a reprieve. They want to bring back some humanity back in their lives, you know? That's basically what I see on this block. It keeps me from selling dope and fucking keeps me out of jail, for fuck's sakes.
I'm also down here. I'm a drug addict and stuff like that, as many people are here. It's a horrible thing. That's just a quick answer to your question, I guess.
Do you mind if I ask what drugs you do?
Crystal meth is really rampant these days. Heroin, and you know, addicts do it. They gotta do what they gotta do sometimes to keep their habit going, you know. And the worst part about it for me is being away from my family, and you know, that's a horrible place. But I gotta be careful about that because I'll fall my.
These are my neighbors. You know, this is my community, and I'm safe here. You know, I've lived with these people for a long time, and I've learned to love them. You do whatever you gotta do, sweetheart. Eat cereal.
It's a big industry, drug addiction and homelessness and all that stuff, and that creates a lot of jobs. And you know what, people, I don't think, to tell you the truth, that people in places of power are all that too keen on, you know, fixing everything. You know, it's too money's too big of an issue on that, right? I feel. So I don't know what the solution is, but you know, I don't believe in harm reduction, which obviously I think it seems to me the government and you know, the establishment, it works for them. You know, money talks, I guess. You know, but at whose expense? You know, I'm not going to say I'm a victim here because I make my own choices and I choice against my families and stuff like that. But like, whose expense really pays? Like my family pays the price, while these, you know, fat cats enable people and stuff like that. And I don't want to sound like I'm blaming everything on them, but it's not the answer for sure. You know, definitely not. Just to let things go by while people die and people's children grow up, and a new generation of addicts and dysfunction. You know, it's ridiculous, and it's awful. It's evil, I think. You know,
they're squeezing us in tighter and tighter and tighter, and It's like when you're in jail, when all of a sudden the range gets full, and it's like too many people in too small of a space, and there's more fighting, there's more hands going into too few resources, dipping into too few resources, and there's not enough of a piece of the pie for everybody.
I got plans, but I'm not following too well at the moment. I've been in contact and supposed to be in a recovery house right now in Coquitlam, and I keep not giving up, and I relapse and I fail. But I won't give up. I got family and stuff like that, but it's hard on them. Getting everybody's hopes up and trust, and I hurt them over and over again. My addiction through me, I'm one sec, bro. I'm doing an interview. This is my buddy here. Yeah, so I'm glad. I appreciate you doing stuff like this.
Yeah, but can you point the camera that way, not at us? Hey, can you go a little bit that way?
Yeah, sure.
No, point the
no
camera
problem.
that way, not at us.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be on camera.
I know, I understand.
You look at that way.
Yeah.
This way.
You can see.
Hey, this is my friend. I respect. You got to go with the flow down here.
This is the entrance, or what used to be the entrance to the main entrance of the underworld. And right here, the Emerald, on 555 Gore Street, is the main entrance to the underworld. Still, for some people, very few get to go in there, but I've been in there. They do boxing ring knockouts. They have a big boxing ring down, and that was the main congregation for everybody. I got offered to clean out the basement level at the Cobalt, but I left and got too scared before then. Downstairs at the Cobalt, that's where, hello, a lot of the SNUFFs are filmed mainly at the Cobalt, under their underworld.
$85,000 to $100,000 a day per block. So here there's probably a turnaround in a day, probably $250,000 in sales a day on the street of Hastings. But now the other thing is, you can buy whatever you want down here. You want handguns, you want grenades, you want bombs, you want whatever you want, you can buy here. You got the money, we got the place. And I know it for a matter of fact. I've been involved in crime all my life. I'm not a small-time criminal. I've done some heavy time. But I know the market. And when I tell you the numbers from 85 to 100,000 or more, is I've been there. I've been in the trade for a long time.
What's your best day, like you just mentioned?
3 days ago was a payday. There's a good deal, dope dealer would keep track of the paydays. Okay, you get welfare day. That's called Mardi Gras Day. You got the construction worker, the ones that get paid every week on Thursday or Friday. Then you got the ones that get paid every 2 weeks, which is on the 15th. Then you got the baby allowance, which we call baby bonus. For having kids, you get paid. That's on the 20th of every month. The restaurants and bar owners, or restaurants and bar workers, all get paid on the 5th and the 20th. So you always keep those paydays in sequence, so you know to load up for your drugs, because those are your best days of the month. So like I was telling you, my best day has been over $10,000 a day, and that's 10 and 20 bags.
Believe it or not, there's people that like to eat human flesh. I'm not joking, someone tried serving me penis foreskin, baked. Sorry, it's gross. They legitimately tried serving me that, and they were like, yummy, right? But no, people sleeping, they'll wake up and they'll have a leg missing. That's why there's a lot of ambulances here at middle of the night and all that stuff.
A woman who covers her breast is ignorant that the breasts are the highest consciousness of love surrounding the heart with the power of spirit, the power of breath.